we started ACDS with the belief that cybersecurity can be done better. I think I have a long range and kind of an unusual and experience working in large organizations, working at the Pentagon, the United Nations, White House, State Department, in technical roles, helping people ship software, helping people deliver solutions for their users. A lot of my responsibility as a liaison from the Pentagon to various European defense and cyber agencies was working to identify technologies that were applicable in different circumstances. And I think I've taken a lot of that that skill of sort of sussing out what is a valuable technology, what is something that's going to be able to scale well, what is something that's going to be able to be used for a different purpose, and put it into practice here. So it's taking some of the lessons we learned in those national security contexts and saying, all right, well, this is a particularly interesting bit of technology. Let's take an open source version of that and build it to a military grade, and then apply it to a business context. And then knowing how to scale that appropriately so it's cost effective for everyone. It's not overly burdensome to use, but also provides value at a reasonable price point. I'm really excited about our attack surface management product. I've spent a lot of time and energy on. The reason why we got into this space is we had seen a lot of other organizations and companies put together attack surface management technology or tools, but it was simply retooling other offerings that they had built that was more vulnerability scanning, vulnerability management, things like this that really were technologies that were built 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so there hasn't been a major upgrade on that. And a lot of the thinking behind that is looking at, the attack surface is something that the organization knows. And ultimately that's, all of the conversations we've had with customers, invariably when we input just a few bits of seed data into our tool, they're finding new things, right? We have a scanning capability that sort of sits behind this, the engine that powers the machine. And that's a full internet scale scanning. So that's doing regular scans of IPv4, the entirety of IPv4 space, as well as a really massive swath of IPv6 space. We're talking about billions of IP and port combinations, right? So these are, it is just an absolute tremendous amount of data. And so taking that sort of full picture, I like the analogy of an observatory. And we're able to sort of see, all right, we want to do a map of the entire night sky, and we want to pull out just the constellations that are relevant to you. We're able to give them visibility to those assets without any kind of changes to their network at all. We hit on the discoverability of new assets, but we also hit in terms of the identification of those assets and what technologies are running on them. The next phase of this, and I think part of the value proposition, what the tool does is then, based on the technology, we then are able to add what we'll say are these discoveries or recommendations, which are, vulnerabilities, weaknesses, things that are unpatched or have some sort of security issue. We're able to provide recommendations for how to fix those. And I think that's really sort of where the rubber meets the road in terms of security. Is at the end of the day, reams and reams of data is only so important if you're able to take action on it, right? It doesn't matter at all if you're not able to act and build your defensive posture and make yourself more resilient to attack. So we're excited about, I think, where we're going. I think we're very competitive on sort of the standard offering points already, but I think we've got some really exciting ideas of where to take this to, I think soon to start leading the field in a really, powerful way.